Any good building combines lots of separate ideas into one whole thing. And this one combines the idea of being a temporary installation on the landscape and also a connection to the history, the human history of the bay in its very simple rural forms. I'm Andrew Patterson. I'm an architect, and I work for Patterson Associates. The name of this project is Scrubby Bay, and it's located on a big 7,000 hectare station on New Zealand's Banks Peninsula. The farm was cleared in the late 1800s, but the land itself is a lot older. I think the Shield volcano came up about 1 million years ago, and that's when this bay here was formed. The bay itself is a symmetrical amphitheatre. It's extremely remote, and it's extremely architectural, and it faces straight down into the sub-Antarctic weather. And there's a lot of wildlife here. There's hundreds of types of birds. There's whales, there's dolphins that swim in the bay, as well as all the introduced animals and farm animals on the station itself. Once you kind of get to grips with building here, it becomes a question of what and how. And the spot that you naturally gravitate to is right in the centre, like any opera singer on a stage. And the landscape here is made up of a whole holistic sense of place. The weather that comes through, today is a very misty morning, and the hills and the cliffs and the rock formations. But there's also the other parts of the landscape that are more temporary. And this bay is a repository for driftwood, but it comes and goes, and we decided that we would build a timber house. And like a piece of driftwood, this house is designed to age and get better with time. So the layout of the house is made up of two simple gabled barn forms that have been slotted together. It's designed for families, large families, because the house will accommodate 16 people, to come together and share an experience of this landscape. There are 3 master bedrooms for the more adult members of the family, and those are spread through those gable forms, one on each end. And on each side of the gable forms is the oceanside deck and the oceanside swimming pool deck. And then there's a coming together place in the middle, which on a beautiful day, all the doors can be pushed back on both sides, and you can enjoy the resonance of this place. Annandale is a working sheep and cattle station, but for us the essence of the history of the place is in the historical farm buildings that you pass coming to this remote, desolate spot. And those buildings are simple gable forms that's the world over. So we thought that using that simple shape of the Monopoly piece would be the least intrusive way to approach the bay. The weather is harsh, the environment's very unforgiving, and it's a farm. So the building had to be robust. That means more than just simply strong. It needed to feel good in gumboots. And logistically, everything had to be shipped in and trucked in with small 4-wheel drive trucks from the nearest city, Christchurch, which is 3 hours away. Construction was also intermittent on this site, not only because of the weather, but because of the nature cycle on the farm. We had to stop for lambing season in the 2-year build twice. And we had to stop for the high, dry summer because of the fire risk in the farm. And of course, in winter, the tracks in got so muddy that we couldn't build. So it was an adventure to get a building here in the first place. This is a farm building, and we wanted it to be robust, and we wanted to use the materials in the landscape. It's a driftwood house, and the interior of this piece of driftwood is exactly the same. It's made out of knotted macrocarpa. All of the handles and the detailing is in the same timber. Even the floor is in much the same style and timber. There's a centerpiece of a hearth, and everything is bespoke in the house. The lighting is bespoke, the fabrics are bespoke, and the experience of building it, the craftsmen who come, who harvest the macrocarpa on the land, who chip the rock out of the farm quarry, who provide the furnishings out of local materials and flax. The whole experience of building creates a human connection and bond in its own right. So with any coastal house, you get onshore and offshore breezes. So this house opens both to the inland Shield volcano and out to the open ocean horizon, and has living areas on both sides. The house kind of forms a lens that you can look through. But on those beautiful, clear, blue sky days, you could be out in the frontage in the heat of the summer sun. So the opportunity to move with the weather is an intrinsic part of moving in the landscape. So this is a kind of optimistic belief that people, and therefore their buildings and their expression, can be a natural part of the planet as well. The main way this building fights that good fight is it uses timber. It uses embodied carbon to form its enclosure. So trees take the carbon out of the air, and they modify that through the energy of sunlight into wood. So the more trees and wood we have, the better it is. And this house celebrates that use of timber. It's our hope that the house acts as a bridge, facilitating and helping people to feel like they naturally belong here in the landscape as well. They're a natural part of the planet, and they feel at home.
This video is brought to you by 10, our debut hardcover book celebrating 10 issues of the local project. 10 unites the very best projects from the first 10 issues of the publication into a beautiful single volume. With over 400 pages of architecture and design from both leading and emerging creatives, the hardcover book takes readers on a curated and meditative journey. The premium paper stock of the book means 10 is an enduring addition to a coffee table or library to be enjoyed for years to come. With worldwide delivery available, have 10 delivered directly to your door. Head to the link in the video description to purchase your copy now, and use the code BOOK5 at checkout for a 5% discount.